Welcome back. You're still tuned into Midcap Radar. Well, Carraro India, that is the management on our radar. Company posted a steady set of numbers with its margins expanding and the management guiding for a top-line growth of 8 to 12% going forward. Balaji Gopalan, who is the managing director at the company, is joining us now to take a few questions. Mr. Gopalan, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining in. This time around, your exports grew by 5% on a YOY basis, and you did indicate it is showing early signs of recovery after two subdued quarters. But now we do have a lot of updates when it comes to global tariffs as well. How much is your contribution coming in from the US markets? Is that update which has come by of 50% tariffs impact your order booking and the client commentary as well?
Yeah. Good afternoon, Sonal. First of all, thank you for getting me into your show. We have had a very good quarter as far as our exports are concerned. The overall market could give a different number, but the segment in which we are present and the kind of products we are exporting, there has been a good pull and good demand for our exports. And to that reason, it shows in the numbers that we have. Now, coming to that issue of the tariffs, that is currently very fluid, and we will not be able to give any concrete solutions or alternatives or a strategy for it, because we are actually very, very marginally affected by it, because Carraro India has just a 6 to 7% exposure to the US market. And what we are selling, the tariffs is not coming under our scope. It is managed by our customers. So to that reason, we are not really affected because the number of percentage of our exposure is low. Secondly, the kind of technology and manufacturing and the product that we are supplying over there, there is no replacement that is possible, because for a replacement like a product like a driveline or an axle, it takes 2 years for the validation to happen. So we are quite insulated, and it is absolutely not a concern for Carraro as of now. But we are looking at alternatives. We are always wanting to grow. So we are exploring other markets as well. But answering your question, there is no concern at the moment.
Okay, Mr. Gopalan, thank you so much for making that very clear. What we want to understand from you is the guidance that you had given at the start of year for FY26 was a growth of 8 to 12. Q1, there's been a revenue growth of 5%, so that implies a steep ask rate as far as Q2 and H2 is concerned. So are you maintaining the guidance? And secondly, you had also guided that you would see 100 basis points margin expansion every year for the next couple of years. So is that intact?
Yes, that is very much intact, and we are very aggressively pursuing that guidance that we have given. And all the indicators that are in front of us are supporting us that we will be achieving it. There is absolutely no going back in what we have said. 1% increase in EBITDA for the next 2 to 3 years. And this year, we will surely close at 11%. So we are well within our plans.
So, Mr. Gopalan, what makes you confident on this? Do you think second half will be better than first half? Because if I see the split, your biggest contributor, which is construction vehicle segment, has done well. There's a 16% growth there. But agri segment has seen a decline. What will these segments be like by the end of this fiscal?
Yes. See, we are looking at, as I said, a growth of 8 to 12% in the current fiscal. And surely the good monsoon now will spur up the rural economy, and we are expecting a growth. Already our order books are increasing for the four-wheel drive market that we are adhering to. As a market, the four-wheel drive tractor market is already expanding much faster than we were expecting. And we are having a good export orders also, like I said, for the teleboom handler business that we have got into very recently. So all in all, order books from our customers who are approaching us, they are quite excited that the forward-looking months are very, very encouraging for them as well. So 10 to 12% growth in our revenue is something we are quite confident about.
Understood that, Mr. Gopalan. So sticking to your guidance firmly, 11% top line is what you have hinted at. Well, we want to understand, update as far as 3 new product platforms that you had earlier highlighted. The first one is the high horsepower transmission. We understand that the pilot study has been completed. When does it get on stream? What are the kind of customers you've managed to open? And also CVTs as well as e-tractor transmissions. What is the outlook here? Can you give us and can you quantify the kind of growth that you can see from here?
Yes, I will go to higher horsepower. And higher horsepower, the CVT, the continuous variable transmission, that is nothing but an automatic tractor gearbox. So the CVT and high horsepower are gaining momentum. We are exporting the high horsepower to major OEMs in Europe, and we are routing it through our headquarters, where we have a tractor building facility also, which is outsourced from the big OEMs in Europe. Now, coming to the CVT, that has been successfully established, and serial production should start in the month of November. We have already supplied about 30 transmissions, and they have been very, very successful. While our volumes are okay, I think the investors need to know that the focus, because we are satisfied, we don't have a threat or a risk from US. We are not looking at any market being shrinking. So that side of revenue is taken care of. But the strategy is to improve the marginality. And we are working very strongly on marginality, and that is adding to the EBITDA guidance that we are giving. Coming to electric tractor, 2 years back, if you had asked me electrification in off-highway, that was something of a distant possibility. But very surprisingly, in the last 1 year, we have had major inquiries, and we have bagged a successful project on electric tractors for India. The feasibility study has been completed. We have got the contract for the configuration of the tractor, and we should be productionizing it. The customer should productionize it in early 2027 or mid 2027, with a volume projection of roughly starting with 10,000 tractors going up to 25,000 tractors in a period of 2 to 3 years. So the going is good. Futuristic technology, advanced technology absorption in India is happening because of food security requirement and farm efficiency requirements. And Carraro is exactly in the right segment where there is a demand for these technologies.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gopalan, for joining us, giving us a sense of how exactly Q1 panned out, sticking to your guidance for FY26, and what are the kind of new product platforms that are. Thank you once again, and wish you all the best for the rest of FY26. Well, a slight or a wee bit of recovery is what we're seeing as far as markets are concerned. One particular stock that's recovered very sharply from the day's low is Hero MotoCorp. Remember, results did come in post-market hours yesterday, and that particular stock has recovered very sharply. That stock high at the day's lowest point. What's not doing so well? Well, some of the defense names like Solar Industries, those are some of the stocks that are seeing a bit of selling pressure near the day's lowest point. But with that, it's all the time we have on this edition of Mid Cap Radar. Mutual Fund Corner when we return.